Normally, the Baldwins don't venture beyond West End, but today 54 and 52 are heading south across the desert to an assignment dumping ballast near the Pinnacles. While the track gang labors in 100-degree heat, we'll enjoy the shade in 54's cab and a conversation with Trona engineer Merv Prince. Like the Trona, Merv has his Southern Pacific roots.
Yeah, I went to work as a hostler for SP in 1978 out of Bakersfield. And then I went into engine service in 84 as a fireman. And then left SP in 86. So I've just been here a year. May 2nd of 88 is when I come to work here.
What was your first job on the Trona?
I was an extra engineer. So you just fill in blank spots. Sometimes you work as a brakeman, sometimes you work as an engineer, just depending on what they need.
What's the average train length?
They'll haul anywhere from 4,500 tons to 7,200 tons out. If we have any more than that, we usually have to double the hill or cut in helpers.
Do you know what the longest train was that was ever run on the Trona?
No. Longest one we've run since I've been here was about 88 cars. We used a helper in that one, but I'm sure they've run bigger ones, but not since I've been here.
What's the speed limit on the Trona?
Main line is most of it's 20 mile an hour and 10 mile an hour in a yard. Although they're upgrading it right now, and they're supposedly supposed to get it up to 40 mile an hour within the next few months. They've gotten a lot of wear and tear on the track since they've started running these heavy coal trains, bigger and heavier trains. And of course, your running time cuts down a lot of overtime, so I'm sure they're considering that.
What do you think of the Baldwin engines?
Well, for as old as they are, they're surprisingly good engines. I mean, they're severely overworked around here, and I'm surprised at their durability. We handle large, heavy cuts all the time, and these things just day in and day out are overworked. And they hold the rail really well, the dynamics are strong on them, and for as old as they are.
Do you experience a lot of engine failures?
No, not at all. Very rarely. And if it is, it's just minor stuff. A water leak, an overheat, or something like that.
Did you ever work with any GE engines or EMD engines?
When I worked for SP.
What do you prefer, EMDs over the Baldwins, or the Baldwins over the EMDs?
Oh, I probably prefer working EMDs for the simple fact that they're a little newer, and so consequently they're a little quieter cab and they're a little smoother riding, so it's a little easier on the hog head. So, but I don't know. There's things about these Baldwins that are better than EMDs. It's hard to say.
Did it take you much time to get used to the different type, the air type throttle instead of the
yeah, it took a little while to get used to these. They operate a little different than EMDs, and but that's just the way with any engine when you change from one to the other. So,
what makes these engines good for the Trona Railway?
Well, like I said, their durability. Anything they're going to have around here is going to be severely overworked. I mean, when we're handling 50, 60, 80 car cuts with these two little switch engines, you need something durable, and a lot of the modern engines now probably wouldn't hold up.
All set here. All set.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have any better control over wheel slip conditions with the air throttle than you would like on an EMD or a GE?
It's hard to say. I guess they're probably about the same. Okay. Of course, we have a big problem with wheel slip handling heavy cuts anyway. Roundhouse always complaining, to me, to us, engineers. And it's hard to control wheel slip when you're pulling that hard of cuts. You just it's hardly anything to move. You know, they want you to kick when you got 50 car cut. What'd you say, Gary? Easier? Okay. It's easier to control in the sense that with the air throttle, you know, with the newer models, you got notches. You're either in one run or the other, and there's nothing in between. And with the air throttle, you have a little more control of your gauging, your load.
Can you tell with the ammeter when a slip?
Yeah, you can tell. It just drops its load just like that as soon as it starts slipping down.
How do the dynamic brakes on a Baldwin compare to a GE or an EMD?
Well, they're much more responsive than any I've ever operated. As soon as you kick them into dynamics, they're there. You know,
Are they stronger or weaker than a...
I would say for their size, they're stronger. The dynamics are real strong on these engines. No, you just... We get that all the time. That's hot.
We do that all the time, too.
Tell them about that once. Remember that Harrier about sucked my hat off one day? I mean, he passed so close I could have thrown a rock and hit him.
Wow.
It was hot.
Well, they buzz the trains?
Yeah, they dive bombing. They got that big weapons center over there. Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps all fly out of here.
You consider yourself fortunate to have a chance to work on a machine that was built 30 some odd years ago?
Well, you know, when I first come here, I really never gave it much thought, but it seems like about every week there's somebody out here taking pictures of them, so you can appreciate it, I guess. But to them, it's a hobby, and to me, it's a job, so you just, when you come to work, you want whatever you have to work, and you really don't care how old it is. But these do the job, and we don't have too many problems with them, so.
What would be your biggest complaint with working with the Baldwins, if any?
Well, working in a 120-degree desert, I would say no air conditioning.
That's quite a compliment, considering, you know, the age of the...
Shaker. Still there?
Still there. Action on that camera. What a ride.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say about the engines or the Trona Railway or the line, the business?
No, well, it's a great place to work. I mean, after working with some of the big lines and the working conditions over there, there's no comparison here. It's a good company to work for. They take care of you. There's no harassment. The pay's good. And there's just really not a whole lot to complain about. So it's a good place to work. The guys got to work for a living. Could do a lot worse.
Yeah, until they find a way to get around that. Well,
Yeah.
I guess,
I'll be first in line.